understand pads and meet your expectations out there?
Every time, putting the pads in your pants and putting your jersey over your shoulder pads, you just feel like a kid again. The first time that you put pads on, and beautiful day out here. Probably could have been a little warmer to remind me of my first times playing football, but it was great, and I thought guys were flying around but taking care of each other, knowing that we were all still on the same team here.
So is this like Christmas morning for a D lineman, or what exactly?
For most, I would say.
I was just going to ask, with switching to this new defense, how helpful has Dalvin Tomlinson been just with his experience in the 3-4?
Dalvin has been very, very instrumental. I mean, he's been doing this in the NFL at a very high level, probably one of the best to do it at the defensive tackle position. So learning from him, and again, we're different players. Although we have so many similarities, you can only watch people who kind of are more your body type, more your speed, more your technique. But Dalvin, just his veteranship and being in a defense for 6 years, plus he did it at Bama, so he's been in this for a while. And I'll kind of turn around after seeing something on film and ask him, hey, like, would you have played this way, or am I okay if I tighten up here? Because I'm more of an attack guy, so I should. And so we have a really good balance between us, and vice versa. Sometimes he sees the way I'll see a block, and I'll kind of change my hand placement or foot placement. He'll ask me, hey, what'd you see on that? Were you anticipating a certain play? And so we can learn off each other.
Harrison, you talk about just taking care of each other. And Donatello was saying, hey, I want them to take that next step, but we'll wait a little bit for the big pop, right?
Absolutely.
Sometimes the younger guys get a little anxious and do that. Do you find you have to kind of keep the peace, or how was it out there?
Well, the reality of it is that there's certain players on this team who've already solidified themselves on this roster and in the NFL. They're Pro Bowl type players. Their process is going to look different from a guy who's already knows they're a bubble player or a 53rd guy on the roster. So Jared Allen talked to us the other day, and he mentioned that, young guys, you're here, and every single time you go out on that field, it's kind of life or death. You have to prove that you can play in this league. For the older guys, it's more of a progression. Hey, week 1, I work on my hands and stance. Week 2, I work on my run progression. Week 3, I need to get that pass rush dialed up. So it's more of a progression, not saying that you're more lackadaisical in your preparation, but there is a little more wiggle room. So with those young guys, as you see the competition, you see the shove in the back, you see jerseys getting pulled. Thank God we didn't have any significant injuries. You don't want that ever, but you want that in your team. You want that competitiveness. Guys want it.
When the pads come on, how much do the coaches gain in evaluation when seeing, the line play, obviously, D-line versus O-line?
I mean, I think this is really where the evaluation starts. I mean, it's, what guys can handle the mental side of the game is kind of OTAs in this part already. If you're struggling with basic playbook while we're in shorts, that could be an indicator maybe you can't deal with this. But in terms of can you play in the National Football League, that starts with this.
Harrison, competing against Jesse Davis for a few years when
you're
both in the NFC East. What do you remember about facing him? What was your scouting report on him from being the other side of the ball?
Well, you want me to tell me bad things about him, or how we were going to try to beat him? No, Jesse's great. No, he's a good player. Obviously, he's found himself around the league for a long time, and every time you watch film of him, he's someone who wants to be good, wants to win every rep, and so that's like a starting point that you're going to be a solid player if you have that drive and desire to want to be good. I think our whole 5 are working together really well, and I know that I remember scouting him. I think when he was in Miami, knowing when he has help, knowing when he working with the guys next to him was a big strength of his.
Just in terms of being able to pass off blitzes.
Yeah, bump down on guys, playing double teams, scoop blocks. He's got some salty vet stuff that is a little different than a rookie can kind of televise what they're doing.